This Rome trip was special because it was a different kind of trip. On this channel, we have had this debate many times in different videos as to whether it is better to have a solo trip or whether it is better to go with friends. This trip was both in the same. So we got to experience, especially I got to experience, all the good things about going with friends and all the not so good things as well. So let me start the story from the beginning. Hello again, this is Sunny and you're watching Sunny Escapades. So we're talking about the Rome trip. The reason for sharing this trip is because there is so much to learn from that, so many memorable moments as well. So I thought I would do a vlog on that even though it was a couple of years ago. So this trip, we had planned only the three of us, me and a couple of my friends from Oxford. And at the last moment, one of them said that she wanted to bring another friend as well. So I said, well, fine, but we have already booked our accommodation. We had booked a 3-bed flat in Rome already. So she said, no, it's okay. He'll take care of all his flight and accommodation. You don't have to do anything if you are okay with him coming along. I said, that's fine. No problem. Turned out we became very good friends, Shiva and I, but this is how Shiva joined. This is how I met Shiva for the first time. So there is a bus that goes or used to go from Oxford all the way to Gatwick and Heathrow airports. Okay, Heathrow first, then Gatwick. And that was pretty cheap and it used to run all through the night as well. Night service was not as frequent, but it used to run through the night as well. So we took that bus and in the bus, I met Shiva for the first time. Pretty cool guy. He had done like this spontaneous thing which I quite admire, but I'm not always able to do it. So my slogan is always, I can be spontaneous if you give me enough notice. That is how I live my life. So he had actually done the spontaneous thing. So we went to Gatwick. The flight was okay. We had done this trick where this is something I've seen on YouTube, that you book, if you are two people flying, you book one window seat and one aisle seat in the same row. Then nobody's going to book the middle seat. So you will have the free space. It does not work. We tried it a couple of times, me and my friend, never works. Because these cheap airlines, everybody wants to fly the cheap airlines, so they are very full. So even if nobody is booking the middle seat, they get randomly allotted anyway. So anyway, it was not a long flight, about 3 hours and something, and it was okay. The airport was quite okay as well. We did not have any issues on the airport in Rome, quite easy to get out. Then we took a taxi from there because we were 4 people. So it's really easy to take a taxi and then share the expenses, which is one of the good things about traveling with friends, sharing the expenses. Then at the airport itself, I began to find out that English is not very common in Rome, even though it's a big city, metro city, very popular with tourists and everything, but still not a lot of people speak English there, which is okay. I'm always up for a challenge to try to learn more of the foreign language. So I started to learn some simple words there. Grazie, the thank you, that's the first one you learn. So the flat, when we got to the flat, the landlady met us there and she got worried when she saw Shiva there because she reminded us like, you have booked it only for 3 people and it had 3 bedrooms, so obviously for 3 people. So we told her like, no, it's okay, he's gonna go to his own accommodation, and he did go to his own accommodation, which was not as good as ours, but at last moment he found something, which was a great thing. So we did like the freshen up, and then another half an hour later we got out again. I won't go into the whole discussion that went about the allocation of bedrooms, but just my advice is, if you are seeing bedrooms in the flat, don't go for the first one until you see all 3 of them. So I got a nice one anyway, so I did not complain. So this was in a residential area, quite nice, like very simple area, not very crowded, not very noisy or anything. Near this place was this food place, restaurant called Bonchai, Bonci. This was very famous, and at this point I should introduce my friend Surabhi. Surabhi is a food person. So she's not a food blogger, as in she's not gonna go create blogs about the food, but she likes to find nice places, usually very expensive places, and highlights them and bookmarks them from Instagram reels before traveling to a country as well. And then might be good, might not be good, you never know, but she's gonna post Instagram reels and pictures and all that. So we went to Bonchai because Surabhi wanted to do that. It was it was supposed to be the best pizza in Rome. Best pizza, okay? So we went there and there was a long queue in front of that place. And I hate queuing for food. I have done that, but only when I had to, like I have no other choice. So when I was looking at the queue, I was like, oh, it's gonna take at least an hour and a half to go through this queue. Then somebody in the queue asked a staff member who was also, like patrolling the queue. They asked like, how long it's gonna take? So at that point where that person was, the lady said it's gonna be about 2 hours. 2 hours to get to the front of the line to order your pizza. I'm like, nope. So this is where Surabhi and I had our first fight. Well, not fight, debate, argument. Yeah, so face off, you can say that. So I told her very clearly, I have not come to Rome to stand in queue for food. Definitely not for pizza that you can find everywhere in the world. So even Italian pizza. So this time I won the battle. So we moved on from there. I should add here something that we found out much later. Two things. One is that a couple of days later, Surabhi and Sonia got a chance to try that pizza when it was not so crowded. They only had to queue for half an hour. I was not with them at that time. That happened quite a bit in this trip. So they got to try it, and according to them, it was okay. It was like nice pizza, but not worth standing in queue for 2 hours or half an hour even. Second thing is that when I came back and I met Roberta after that a couple of days later, we talked about the Rome trip, and I told her about this whole story about Bonchai. She said, oh my god, that's the pizza that I had in Rome, and that's the worst pizza in the world that I've ever had. She was like that excited. She hated that pizza. So it's like, okay. So don't get taken in by these Instagram reels and influencers, including myself. If somebody says, oh my god, this is paradise, this is amazing, this is the best in the world, take it with a grain of salt. Go and try it, but don't spend a whole amount of money. Don't spend your precious holiday time standing in queues just because some influencer said it's the best in the world. Quite a lot of time, not me, but quite a lot of time, these people are getting paid to put those reels on. Okay, so just don't be so naive. All right, so we moved on from there this time, all four of us, and a few feet down the line, like a couple of 100 yards down the line, on the way we saw another shop which was like a nice simple shop, and they had pizza and pasta and a few other things in there, like a lunch counter kind of thing, and they had some tables outside. So we went in there. We were hungry, so we went in there. The food was much cheaper and it was nice food, and there was no queue, and the staff was very nice. They helped us pick everything out. They gave us all the answers to all the questions that we had. So we took that, sat outside on the footpath on the tables that they had, and we enjoyed the food. And this is the secret about Italy. In Rome, you can find good food anywhere. You don't have to queue up at all. Okay? Anyway, so we moved on from there and we took the metro. Rome metro is okay, it's old, but it gets very crowded, so be very careful in there. So we went first to Spanish Steps. There's some walking after the metro as well, and we bought this 48-hour travel card because for our trip, ours was a short trip, so that was pretty good. It was only €12.50 and it works in metro, bus, everything. For 48 hours, you can do wherever you want to go, you can go with that card. So we went to Spanish Steps, and this is something you don't see in the picture postcards and on the web and in the vlogs. Spanish Steps and pretty much every place in Rome is extremely crowded. Like if you want to go to Spanish Steps, I would suggest you wake up early in the morning and you go very, very early in the morning to Spanish Steps. Otherwise, it was so crowded you could not see the floor, you could not see the steps themselves because there were people sitting, walking, standing all over them. So like Spanish Steps, yeah, I saw people sitting on them. I did not see the steps themselves. That's one thing you have to be careful of, that if you want to see these places, you have to go early. Some places are okay and some places have queue systems and tickets and everything, but this one, yeah, it's free for all. So just go early as possible. Okay. From there, we went to Trevi Fountain. And Trevi Fountain I liked a bit more. It was also very crowded, but it's really gorgeous. Okay, so we some photos and videos. I took some photos and videos of myself as well there, which is kind of rare for me to do. And then I had to wait for Sylvia and Sonia because they take so many photos. And this is another thing with friends, that when you are taking photos, it's quite okay, but when somebody else is delaying you, you don't like that. So that happens a lot when you are with friends, especially the 1,000 selfie kind of friends, which my friends are. So I had to wait for them. Finally, they arrived. We took more photos, and in there, you can throw a coin, close your eyes, throw a coin, and make a wish. I don't even remember what my wish was. Probably my wish was that my channel would be successful, which hasn't come true yet. So you don't know whether it's gonna come true or not. Anyway, so that took some time, but because it was taking so much time, it was getting evening, so I was getting a little bit impatient with that as well. So we moved on from there. Oh, but one of the things that I really found very surprising there was that you can't find dustbins there. You can't find like trash bins. It was very hard. I had to find one. We had gelato there. So after the gelato, I had to walk about a mile to find one because I took everybody's cup. Like, okay, I'll go through them. But no, it was a long walk. But I did finally find one, threw the stuff away, and I came back. It took me about 20-25 minutes. I bought a t-shirt, which was pretty nice. One thing that happened there was there's a scam that people run. There are quite a few scams in Rome. So you have to be on your guard a little bit. It's a very twisty city. What happens is that they talk to you and then they put a bracelet on you and they let you think that it's like a gift. But then they try to get money out of you for that, like they're selling it, and they don't let you take it off and they don't let you walk away because you are like a nice person. You won't walk away with somebody else's property. Otherwise, if you run away, nobody's gonna do anything. So what happened was this guy, so he was an African guy, and he looks at me, he's like, oh, Africa? Like, no, I don't look African. Okay, if I stand next to somebody like British, I would look darker than them, but I don't look exactly African. But he was just trying to strike a conversation, like, no, India. Like, oh, India, I love India. So he took my hand and he put the bracelet on it. And this is, believe me, this was like slow motion in my mind. As he was putting that bracelet on my head, like a friendship bracelet kind of thing, there was a reel playing in my head. I had seen this on YouTube before, that this is how they scam you. And in the same motion that he was putting it on, the same motion I pulled my hand out. I was like, oh, no, it's okay, it's all right. And I just walked away. But I saw this scam several times there, and some people gave them money, some people did not, some people walked away, did not even engage them. Different reactions. But yeah, there was like a group of about 4 or 5 guys who were doing this thing. This I saw in Greece as well, in Athens also. This was in a big way, several places. So yeah, we had gelato, we had the scam, and then from there, 2 of our friends, Sylvia and Shiva, they wanted to go clubbing in Trastevere, and Sonia wanted to go back to the flat and sleep. And I also wanted to go to my room and sleep because I wanted to see the Colosseum next day. And Colosseum is again long queues, so I wanted to go there as early as possible. And I'll tell you the Colosseum story in next episode anyway. But because of that, I wanted to go and sleep early. But my friend had lost her travel card that we had bought, the 48 hours one. So we had to go to the Termini ticket office to get a replacement if possible. The other 2 friends did not come with us. They went clubbing directly and they had fun. So one thing that happened on the way that scared me was that there was a very crowded metro we were getting in, and somebody tried to grab my wallet. I have this small, very compact card holder. I put about 3-4 cards in there and my driving license. So I was wearing cargo pants, and this was like a low pocket near my knee, and he tried to grab the card holder out of that. And because it's a loose pants, it's loose cargo pants, you can feel anything that moves against your leg, you can feel it much easier than if it were a tight pair of jeans. So I felt that, and I grabbed his hand within my pocket. So he managed to slip his hand out, but he could not get the card holder. And then he made eye contact with me and made a face like, like, oh, sorry, my hand touched your leg, like that, like an apologetic face. But he had a mask on. This was 22, but there was no lockdown going on at the time, but he still had a mask on, and a few of other his friends also had these same COVID masks on. So, I had faith in humanity. I used to make a joke that I am happy that we don't hear of more bank robberies, because this is like a very good opportunity for anybody to go into a bank with a mask on and rob the bank. So these people were actually taking advantage of that. So after that, I was very, very careful about my wallet, my card holder. Be careful, has happened to me, so it's not a story. Then we got to the terminal station, and my friend asked, can we have a replacement for this? So the person behind the counter did not speak English, so she used her phone with Google Translate, in conversation mode, and that worked for her. The guy told her, nope, it's not possible to give you a replacement. So what she did was, she's Indian, she's very smart about these things. So showed the receipt that she was showing to the counter. She showed the receipt to the guard at the gate, at the, the turnstiles, and that guy let her in. So after that, she just used the receipt for the whole duration. She did not buy another ticket, which is fair enough. Fair dues to her, because she had spent the money already. So from there, we bought some food from a grocery store, because that's always the cheaper option to eat at home, especially breakfast kind of things. And then we went back to our accommodation. Next day, the story of the Colosseum. Thank you for watching today, and this is gonna get more interesting from tomorrow. So keep watching, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these videos. We always have a few different topics going on, and it's always about travel. It's always about things that we can learn, or some fun stuff that we can share with you. So please subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.